scandals of our time. Thalidomide, the supposed wonder drug given to pregnant women, which caused tens of thousands of them to lose their babies and left around 20,000 children with terrible disabilities. Only after an 8-year investigation by the Sunday Times did the families win compensation after the truth emerged about just how much the drugs company was to blame. The investigation was led by the legendary editor, Sir Harry Evans. Now a new documentary, Attacking the Devil, tells that extraordinary story. He's one of the best-known and most highly regarded newspaper editors of a generation. Harold Evans was born in Manchester in 1928 and started work on local papers when he was just 16. He honed his skills at the Northern Echo before becoming editor of the Sunday Times. It was there he developed his reputation for crusading investigative journalism. His greatest success, the long battle to win justice for victims of the thalidomide scandal. A so-called wonder drug for morning sickness, it's thought to have killed 80,000 unborn babies and saw 20,000 children born with severe disabilities. Now a new documentary, Attacking the Devil, tells the story of that campaign.
He was determined to go on the big boys, and you know, the bigger they are, the harder the fall, which he proved. He's only a little guy, but my God, he is Mr. Perfection, Mr. Sunday Times. Without him, we didn't stand it. We didn't stand a chance.
Now 87, he's still working, endlessly curious, always writing. Sir Harry, a fascinating documentary about a very good old-fashioned investigation?
That's right. Might have been possibly easier to do today with access to the web. Nonetheless, it wouldn't have been any better and any deeper because we had really terrific journalists working on this who went into the science of it, as well as the scandal, criminal scandal, the legal scandal, the political scandal. It was a whole series of scandals which still go on today.
I mean, what drove you, though? Was it the sense of injustice at the very human side of the story, or was it this desperation simply to find the truth?
Well, that's a good combination of both of those, actually. Of course, it starts with empathy and sympathy for the victims who are born without legs or arms or internal damage because of a lying drug company, protected by the law, protected by the British government. That drove me absolutely wild with frustration, because when I started to dig into the story, the law came against us. The British government of the day, you can't publish this, you can't publish that, you can't do this, you can't interfere. You can't interfere with... The law is taking its course. What? What course is the law taking? The law had cognizance of this disaster for some 10 years. Where they got? Nowhere.
Do you think that such an investigation would still be possible now?
It's easier in the sense of, I think, a wider access to information through the web and all that makes some things easier. I think it's more difficult now because newspapers are scared of defamation. Newspapers are scared of losing money. TV is excellent when it gets on the case. So by and large, it's possible now, but I think it's less likely to come to a triumphant conclusion, especially if it's challenged legally.
And does that make you sad?
Pardon?
Does that make you sad?
Makes me angry. I get angry more often than I get sad. It's a condition, I'm afraid.
I have to ask you, your adopted home is America, of course, and when Barack Obama became president, much of America was swept with this wave of optimism, which you shared. I mean, has he disappointed?
Well, it's a midterm. I mean, it's disappointing. His foreign policy is a disappointment. He's done better on the economy than he's given credit for. I mean, to create an improved health system in the United States against every resistance, he's succeeded in that. There are now 30 million people insured who were not insured before. On the other hand, I think in terms of foreign policy, we had a disastrous foreign policy before. It's not as bad as it was, but, I mean, we were caught napping in Iraq. We were caught napping by ISIS. We've not actually made any progress on the Palestinian-Israeli thing. I think so far, I'd say he's a good president, but not a great one.
In terms of the future, I mean, you've written in the past about America, the country of big ideas.
Yeah.
Is Donald Trump a man of big ideas?
Well, Donald Trump's not to be underrated because he's appealing. It's a polarized society. And he's appealing to a lot of people who are actually worse off. Wages have gone down, unemployment's not vanished at all. So he's appealing to that. What he's got to, that's the negative side. Constructively, he's the man without a brain in his head. Make America great again. Oh, make America. Yes, but what? How? What? So that's the problem with Donald Trump. As I say, I know him very well. He's a charismatic character. He has successes, and he's appealing absolutely directly to those people who feel pissed off about what's happened.
Very briefly, your candidate, if it's not Trump?
Well, Hillary Clinton I would vote for.
So, Harry Evans, we have to leave it there, I'm afraid. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you. Our main headline tonight, with an extraordinary nuclear deal in place and sanctions finally lifted in